I'm Rob Smithline, writer and director of the Hunters Anthology, and I'm here with the cast and crew of You Can't Unwish A Wish, which is the 4th episode. The way I came up with the idea for this episode, I had the Hunters Anthology, I had a few of the stories written, and I tried to find, these archetypes and these themes that we see a lot in the plot, which is, 3 wishes, and then what that can do to people. I put that idea with the idea of conjoined twins and having to live with somebody all the time. These 2 conjoined twins are being bullied, and how do they react? There are more than one way to react to bullies. Do you take the high road, or do you have revenge?
In terms of like writing it, did you have any writer or story that really served as the catalyst of inspiration at all?
I think of Tales from the Crypt. I don't know if you guys watch that show. It's from the late 80s, early 90s. They had an episode about conjoined twins that didn't agree. One of them, I think, falls in love, and the other one has a problem with it. And it's a really good story. So that's probably my main inspiration as far as the conjoining goes. As far as wishes, I can't think of a specific one, but I've seen many ones about 3 wishes. And the Monkey's Paw, which is a short story that I love. They did that in an old Tales from the Crypt also, but that definitely inspired me about kind of being careful what you wish for. And I kind of wanted to come up with my own rules and then have 2 characters kind of try to outsmart each other. So Nikki, I know that, man, this was one of the hardest ones to plan for. And you warned me of this very early on that this episode, You Can't Unwish A Wish, was going to be very hard just because of the amount of locations and how complicated these locations are and hard to find.
I mean, not only the locations, but the fact that we're working with kids and all the other issues that come with that. But the locations were difficult because we needed a hospital, we needed a school, and those are not stuff you can find off Airbnb like we had on other episodes. It was hard. We had to scour through everything to find a high school. We had to use contacts to find a hospital. It was just, it was difficult. We had, 6 locations in this one?
There were so many. I mean, the interior and the exterior of the well were 2 different locations. Yeah. Those were extremely hard to figure out because we built a well basically on the outside, and it took a couple rounds to get it right. And that was not in a park. That was at somebody's house. It was outside somebody's house. We built a well.
It's a beautiful.
Looks really cool.
And it was a lot smaller than it looks on screen. I mean, it wasn't that big. I mean, 2 people could not fit in that. We had to get a very low angle and make sure it looked like that you could fit in that well.
Yeah, for the outside well, the stunt of falling in, that thankfully our stuntman suggested a focal length. He said, hey, if you just, tighten up, I think I can make this work. And got us out of a jam.
So where did you do the scene when they're in the well? Where was that at?
In the basement, which was an unfinished basement. We had this styrofoam set. Basically, it was like 3 walls, always looking the same way with lights pointing at it. They were sitting on the floor, and we faked the water as best we could. So that's where we shot it.
Lighting the interior set really wasn't that bad. That was a fun thing to do. I enjoyed doing that one. The one thing about the school, shooting wise, the hallways were really long. So to get gear in and out took a while. And just once we were prepped, and then we had to go upstairs for a section and then downstairs. And we had a limited amount of time. So we hustled, but we got a lot done.
We definitely moved quickly. Just shows what a good crew we had and what a good cast we had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.